Last term at Adelaide Oval, and Victoria lead by 3 goals, an advantage they've held all day. At the centre bounce, and Farnham gets the back knock, and immediately Huppatz tried to put South Australia in. Marker with his nose over the ball, and umpire Capes. A good job from this fellow from Western Australia. Will put the ball down again. The players stream in from the edges of the diamond, and the big chappie there has given away the free kick. Thompson to Farnham. Farnham for South Australia to take the kick from the centre. Just goes for the short one and finds his teammate Keddie on the half-forward flank. He's had a great game at the pivot for South Australia. Kicks to full forward, nearly marked by Victoria. Handball away by Southby, over to Francis Burke, and he clears from the back pocket up towards the half-back line. Bruce Light caught under the fall of the ball. Victoria streak in, trying to pick it up there for Victoria is Fields, their centre player. Half left legger. For mine, beaten on the day by Keddie, former Hawthorn player playing for South Australia in today's game. Keddie's been in great form for West Adelaide. His club here in Adelaide got 36 kicks in last week's game. Throw in, bustling through, goes the big chap in Button towards the line. There's umpire Russ Capes from Western Australia. It's Hardiman, the centre half back. Thompson, taken by the Rover for South Australia. Davies for South Australia, shoots it backwards, finds his teammate in Keddie, kept his nose over the ball, had the awkward one coming at him. The whistle has gone for legging, and Richardson for Victoria will take the free kick at half-back right. Goes with a short one up towards centre wing. Victorian Guernsey's everywhere there and marked by Fields. Fields, a neat left-footer, puts it down to the half-forward line. Man, Martello was there. He's well and truly spoilt. They jumped all over the top of him. Taken by the back pocket player for South Australia. Over to Sash. Sash's kick. North Adelaide player goes towards the centre of the ground. In front, Graham knocked aside, and Victoria come in through Pachura, their half-back flanker. He's played quite well. A strong kick from him right down into the forward line. Morey tried to pull down the screamer. Jesaulenko's got it, sees the Guernsey, works it over towards Davies, and he's marked the ball only 40 metres from goal.
Well, Jesaulenko's had 12 kicks. He's kicked 9 goals too, and he's just found a player no more than 35 metres out in a better position than he was.
Alan Davis from St Kilda. And he's found the big ones too, and that's one of the reasons that he's kicked 231 goals in league football in the VFL since he commenced. He's played 120 league games.
Well, that's his first goal for this game, and it was handed out by Jesaulenko. A nice piece of work, and we've seen one of the best players that I've ever seen in Jesaulenko, kicking 9 goals too and feeding that one to Davis to put Victoria now 4 straight goals in front, 1.5 minutes played into the last quarter.
Your caller, Ian Aitken, former Claremont player, Western Australia.
As the big chap Farnham goes in there, but push Thompson this time. The pair of them have been at it all day long, and I think the free kicks have probably been fairly equal. As it goes out towards the left half forward flank and sees Leigh Matthews. A wonderful hand pass on to Greig. Greig steadies, a good smother, comes over. Here's a chance now for Greg Wells. Taken away again by Greig. Over it goes to Davis. Davis kicks in towards the left full forward pocket. Leaping up there, no one can take the mark. It's on the ground. Going across there is Robran, number 10 for South Australia, out of play.
Robran's in the back pocket, has been running on the ball since half-time, and South Australia improved when Patterson made that move.
Ball back into play. Martello is over there. Wayne Richardson there as well.
He's a strong boy. He rushed straight into the front of that pack, pulled it out and nearly got away with it.
3 minutes of the final term gone. Victoria lead, 4 goals.
Sonny Morey there on the right-hand side of the screen. Matthews back there. Up there was Robran. They want to play $70,000. It's reputed over there as it's coming away there from the centre for Victoria. The centre man, Jesaulenko, but the whistle is gone.
Well done, umpire Capes. There was no doubt about it. Jesaulenko cleverly then, but just not good enough because this is a first-class umpire who was on the side of that pack.
Full back now, Kroehn brings the ball out towards the left half-back flank. Corns will go over the top and take the mark. He does. Great lead for Corns. Left half-back flank, kicks it forward, looking for Marker. Marker's brilliant. Took one as well from Pachura, who's a great player. Marker's kicked towards centre half forward. Button, James over the top. Davies, James, much better since going to a half forward flank. On it goes Keddie. Marker's kicked 4. A little kick out to Carman. Carman's got it.
played Keddie. Keddie to Marker. Good football. Keddie has won the centre on the day. There's no doubt about that. Marker with 4 goals has won his half-forward flank. And since going to full forward, Carman has made South Australia look a lot better.
Carman's kicked 2 goals 3 this afternoon. He's a fair way out. Kicks right up towards the square. The big fella, Thompson.
A good pair of hands there. There was no doubt about who grabbed that one. Right over the top of the pack. Safe as you like.
Thompson now out towards the left half-back flank. 45 metres. Corns with a great leap up in the air. Wonderful. 15 metres. Silly play there by Matthews. Nothing intentional, nothing malicious about it, but should have let him go because Corns was within distance. And Corns, who has kicked one, kicked a magnificent goal early in the match when it covered the best part of 75, 80 metres running through.
In fairness to Matthews, Corns always plays on, and I think he was about to do so then.
Corns' kick. A goal.
Well done. Again, a good run on Ruckman, no doubt about that. He's kicked his 2nd goal, a very valuable effort, and as we know, will be there in the last quarter. Has taken 8 marks and had 17 kicks and 2 goals, making him a very valuable player for South Australia.
Only 3 goals the difference, but Victoria always just doing it a little more easily than South Australia throughout the day. They've held that 3-goal advantage all day. They slipped away to lead by 5 or 6 midway through the second term. South Australia is surprised by leaving both reserves on the bench at the start of this last term. Thompson gets the thump out towards centre wing. Streaking down, Michael Graham. Speed to burn. Hooks it down the forward pocket. Playing in front, Martello.
Just the place to be in that back pocket. It was a good safe.
Replaced Barrie Davies in the original 21 when he had to drop out. Kicks it out towards centre wing. Noses Ian Aitken. We'll hear about that in a moment. It's taken forward by South Australia through Keddie. Keddie's played a great game at the centre. Kicks it into the forward pocket. Button couldn't bend his legs. Picked up by Rantel's. Got it now in the back pocket. Guernsey's coming at him everywhere. Kicks towards the half-back line. Big Farnham bustles down. I'll let Thompson. Good mark.
A beauty. Held back the big fellow and marked it.
Won a couple of All-Australian Guernseys. Whistle's gone as he finds his teammate Richardson out just back with a centre wing. He puts it down. Bad mistake there by Victoria. Picked up cleverly by Neil Sash. Loses it, however. Goes back towards Richardson. Graham dwells on him. Could have given away the free kick. Anyway, it's kicked forward by Richardson towards the half-forward line. And in front, the good mark's taken and playing on Davis. Davis plays.
Davis kicks out towards a half-forward flank and they've got away Victoria. And they rip their way into attack as the big kick goes on from Fletcher. Could be his 2nd goal from those wings. Good goal.
Well done, and well done, Victoria. Moving that ball like lightning. Right across the ground it went. And Fletcher, good play. Tore down the ground. Took it and put it straight through the centre for his 2nd goal. A really good effort by Fletcher. He has won his wing all day. South Australia switched their wingers. This did not make any difference. He is now standing light and he has beaten that player, and he also beat Graham early in the game.
Fletcher making his first appearance in the stateside for Victoria. Joined Essendon in 1967. As we've seen today, he's got tons of pace. 17
kicks he's had and kicked 2 goals off a wing.
24 points the difference again. As Thompson goes up there, it's Farnham, taken away there by South Australia, but not very far. It's the Bond, kicks it down forward, looking for Marker. Through goes Blight, trips over at the wrong time. He's got Marker backing him up. Bad luck there. In he went hard, Blight. The whistle has gone and the free kick.
Marker, a free kick. He got one right in the face, and it was meant to.
Marker now. South Australia's forward line very congested at the moment. Huppatz has got a fly against Dempsey. Matthews goes across there, kicks it out towards the line. Streaking across there is Greig, but it'll go out of play.
Throwing down, Thompson coming down, the best ruckman on the ground as far as I'm concerned today, the Victorian fellow against Button.
Thompson, lovely tap forward. But Robran sweats on it, gets it for South Australia, sends it back into attack, touches the ground, kicks right down towards the right full forward pocket. Dempsey's over there and Dempsey takes the mark. Played well, Dempsey.
Crowd today officially 36,344, just short of the 40,000.
Nothing spectacular about Dempsey's game this afternoon, but very, very steady as he kicks out towards the left half-back flank. The brilliant Robran goes up there, couldn't take it. Sachse is across there. Coming around here is Bertouch, the 2nd rover for South Australia, out towards centre half forward, leaping up there, knocking it clear. Victoria was Hartman. Here's the chance now for Light. Light has a snap at the goals, but it'll go through for 1 point.
1 point making it now. 3 goals, 5 the difference. Victoria in front, and we've played 9 minutes into the last quarter. Thompson's out on the outer side of the ground. The short passes on.
Southby kicks out and finds the back pocket player who replaced Barrie Lawrence, and that's Rantel. Rantel now kicking out towards the left half-back flank. Farnham's across there. Thompson, Robran with a long hand pass down ground, looks for Graham. Graham had a little look, taken, well done lad. Short kick over, finds centre half forward in James, no talking there at all. Hand pass on, Von Bertouch's got it, steadies, kicks down towards the square, and it's marked by Carman.
Yes, Carman has done well since he's been at full forward. He's played against an extremely good player in Southby, and it worried him. He's kicked 2 goals. He's on a very, very difficult angle. Southby on the mark, leaping up and down.
Carman comes in, kick, it's a point.
Wally, there's a point I'd like to make there. Whilst I think he's done much better at full forward than did James, making his league debut, and that was understandable. James pitted against Southey, one of the greats from Victoria. I do feel that Carman played better on the half-forward flank than he has since he's gone to full forward. He had his 2 goals from memory from the half-forward flank, and he still only has 2 goals to his credit, and he's kicked 2-4. His kicking has let him down right in front for mine.
The kick away now from Southby towards a half-back flank. Ball leaping up there. Robran now dominating in the second half.
No doubt about that. Since switched onto the ball, he's looked a different player.
A short kick onto Graham, and Graham's taken the mark. Martello is there, and there's Graham. Michael Graham, another player making his debut for South Australia this afternoon.
3 goals for the difference. Victoria lead, and Graham with an important chance for South Australia. If he can kick the distance, it's a wobbly looking punt, but it'll go right to the line. Button from behind, couldn't pull it down. There's a goal, and it's a good goal to South Australia's Carman. That gives him his 3rd goal for the day. Comment, Wally Mark.
Well done, Carman, then. In front of that pack, he emulated the little fellow, the little rover that we've got, Huppatz, who's kicked 2, doing exactly the same thing. Sharked it off the front of the pack, and he didn't have much time. He had to get it onto his boot quick before he was forced over, and that makes a very valuable goal on the board for South Australia. 16-13, 109, 19-11, 125, and we've played 11 minutes.
2 goals for the difference. Thompson to the front spot, gets the tap down, but it's little Huppatz will take it forward. South Australia still with the chance as he weaves his way down. Kicks it, and a beautiful kick by Button, and Button would be 45 to 50 metres from the goal, and it's Dempsey to stand the mark. Now for Victoria, it's Fletcher coming down, drops down, and if Button could kick this one, he'd certainly cover himself with glory for South Australia. He's kicked 2 goals, 2 with the Carlton All-Stars, former Kings Cup oarsman, and he's narrowly missed, and there's a disappointed roar from about 36,000 throats. Very partisan South Australian crowd here this afternoon. I'm still surprised that South Australia haven't used one of their 2 reserves from the bench. They've got a McGarry medalist sitting there in Malcolm Blight, and John Wynne, a great footballer who's played some of his best football in the big stuff.
Well, that's 15 points the difference in the 12.5-minute mark in the last quarter. Victoria leading by 15 points as Southby drives it in.
Good strong kick to the half-back line. Farnham waits there. Thompson, did he stage or did he not? The handball on. The umpire agreed that he staged. He hooks it back in front of the goals. Comes through towards Marker. Marker's got the chance. The Guernsey comes at him. Oh, he's taken the ground, and he'll get a free kick 25 metres from the line. And if Marker can put this through, it'll be his 5th goal, and South Australia will get to within 1 goal 4 or 1 goal 3.
Well, Marker, an extremely good game. Half-forward flank. He hasn't played there all this season. He's kicked 4 goals. He's 15, 20 metres out, dead in front at the 13-minute mark in the last quarter. He's kicked to behind.
That's a bad mistake from the South Australian skipper, and the chance goes begging, and South Australia badly needed that goal. Not a hard one, only 15 to 20 metres out right in front, and no one would be more bitterly disappointed than the South Australian skipper, Peter Marker. South Australian runner out on the ground as Southby kicks in straight towards centre half-back, finds his teammate there in Neville Fields, the centre player. Here he goes with his left leg out towards centre wing. Player under the ball is Wells from the Melbourne club. Won their best and fairest last year. He's trying to get the 15-metre penalty, but umpire Cape says no. Wells from centre wing, drives it towards centre half forward. Martello's in the front spot, and from behind it looked like Davies. Ebert it is.
Russell Ebert now from centre half back. Kicks in towards the centre position, no one home for South Australia, and it's Fields. Neville Fields taking the mark. He's picked up kicks, even though he's been beaten this afternoon by Bob Keddie. The kick from Fields towards centre half forward. Big pack of players go up, taken here by the brilliant Corns. Hand passes over to Robran. Robran with all the time in the world. Kicks it down towards the right centre wing. It's very close to the line. In fact, it's out on the ball.
Well done, Jesaulenko. Yeah. He's as quick as lightning, you know. He pushed Robran just as he was going to kick the ball and forced that mistake.
Lawrence warming up on the sidelines for Victoria as the ball down. Oh, Greig Wells, there's a mark. A one-hander, a beauty.
Falling backwards and controlling that ball. Wells half forward, 50-55 metres out.
Runner-up for the Brownlow last year.
Wells has kicked down in towards the pocket. Big pack of players up there. Looks like Martello, is it? Martello for Victoria.
Good mark.
Solidly built boy. Plays for Hawthorn.
Kick 1 goal. The crowd don't like it, but from here it was an obvious mark, so unless they're complaining about a missed free kick, but umpire Cates, you couldn't really criticise his umpiring on the day. He's done an excellent job.
No way in the world. And number 19 is on for Victoria. Lawrence is on.
Victoria with both their reserves on at this stage. South Australia have used neither of theirs as the kick goes straight through, and Victoria did not make the same mistake as the South Australian skipper a few moments ago, and that would be just about good enough to win it for Victoria as they bring up their 20th goal.
Lawrence is on and Clarke is off for Victoria, and as you've been told at the 15-minute mark, they now lead 111 South Australia, 131 Victoria, 20 points the difference.
I suppose Coach Mike Patterson reasons that South Australia have done the job in that they've been able to get within, let's see, 3 goals, 3 of Victoria, but at the same time I can't help thinking that a set of fresh legs from the bench would be the answer at this stage. South Australia have got to have desperate measures at this stage to win, and a fresh man on the ground could be just what the doctor needed.
Well, I see the runner going out into the... No, I don't know where he's going to go. Nobody knows. Number 25 is...
John Wynne.
John Wynne is warming up.
Back now with umpire Cates. Well, there's John Wynne warming up on the sidelines. He's represented Western Australia and he's represented South Australia as well. A very explosive player. Back now with Cates. Thompson. Thompson gets the big thump forward. Across there. Keddie's across there as well. Can't break clear, and Cates to bounce again. Cates now. Wonderful exhibition of umpiring this afternoon as Thompson gets the tap, but it's knocked down there by Keddie. But here's a chance for Fletcher. Fletcher of Victoria, the wingman, gets it on his way out towards a half-forward flank. Underneath it is Matthews, and Matthews, much shorter than Sachse, positioned his body much better. Takes the mark and plays on quickly. The big kick goes down towards the square. It is. Comes off Jesaulenko as he built up his 10th. Tell you what, it's a great goal.
That's the goal of the century. A magnificent snap over the shoulder, over the pack, and through it goes for the 10 goals kicked by Jesaulenko. 10 goals too. He's kicked from 13 or 14 kicks. A magnificent effort at full forward. Truly a champion, there's no doubt about that, and the crowd would have to applaud an effort like that. A magnificent effort.
As we mentioned earlier in the telecast, he's won a couple of All-Australian Guernseys. He kicked 115 goals in 1970 for his club Carlton. Originally hailed from Canberra and one of the few players to be recruited in Victoria from this area, which is a development area. Bounce at centre, Thompson's under the ball, Button from the side, comes down to Corns. He's tackled by Fields. Fields appealing for holding the ball. It's knocked over and taken immediately by Johnny Wynne. A great handball finds Corns loping into attack. He kicks down over centre half forward, and there is Francis Burt taking a good mark just backward of their half back line. Plays for Richmond, won their best and fairest in 1970. Played in a lot of wing positions for Victoria against South Australia over the years. Kicks to centre wing. There's Barrie Lawrence. Plays in a variety of positions. Was thought at one stage today that he could have gone into the back pocket for Victoria, but instead found himself on the bench. Kicks down to the forward pocket, knocked away. Streaking to the ball and taking the free kick for South Australia is Ebert, their half-back flanker. Been beaten on the day. Throwing the ball to him is Martello. Good youngster this, only 20 years of age, shows tons of promise. Kicks up towards centre wing. Thompson in the front spot. From behind, Button couldn't pull it down. Von Bertouch nose over the ball. A lot of the life's gone out of the game. South Australia, since they're beaten, is Light with a handball across towards Corns. He stood there, waited for the ball to come to him. Johnny Wilton tried to go through. Von Bertouch has the ball and from centre wing goes to the half-forward line towards Marker. He's met solidly. Coming through is Keddie. Keddie lifts and pushes on the short one towards James. James running through, taken by Carman. Can he get it back to James? He has. He's going straight into an open goal, and I'll get his side with relief as the boy puts through his first goal of the day, I think, too. James, yes, his first, puts in 1-1, and that'll be a tremendous lift for his confidence playing in his first game for South Australia.
And played Carman on that occasion, did all the hard work and screwed it back with a beautiful short pass to give James the chance, which he made no mistake with. 117 points South Australia, 137 points Victoria. We've played 19 minutes into the last quarter.
20 points the difference, and that that's been the margin for most of the day, and Victoria have been able to hold on to this 3-goal advantage almost from the word go today.
And both sides have had 32 shots for goal, so there's the value of accurate kicking, and there's the value of palming out, and the ball is kicked forward. Across there was Hardeman, couldn't get it. Wynne tackled very high, but dropping the balls.
Good decision. He was tackled first, Ian, and then dropped his head and hoped that he'd get one around for the neck, and I'd be on the umpire's side.
You won't get an argument from me there as it's kicked out towards the right half forward flank, and across goes Ebert. Oh,
Great
there's a mark. A leap like a gazelle, that one. On it goes. Taken there by Fields. Fields steadies, kicks around corners. Alex Jesaulenko couldn't take it. Picked up by Robran. Robran out to Light, and Light should mark. Light now from the left half back flank. Kicks out towards the left centre wing. Davies leaping up high. The man in front should get the free kick. And it's Darrell Cahill. Darrell Cahill, brother of John Cahill, who's represented South Australia many occasions. Upward marker couldn't take it. Wynne. Fletcher lost. Wynne. Back he goes. Hand passes down. Taken by Button. A long hand pass over. Ran tall. Kroehn went straight through with a huge leap. Kicking in danger, evidently, says umpire.
Rantel was interfered with. Got one around the head and shoulders, Ian.
Quite right. There was no doubt about it. He was attacked. Never even looked like getting the ball.
Rantel now kicking out towards the right centre wing. Underneath it. All good effort behind from Ebert. Couldn't take it. Huppatz.
Free kick.
Free kick is on.
This is the best exhibition I've seen from a Western Australian umpire ever, and I would like to pay tribute here to Ross Capes at the 21-minute mark of the final term. Hardly made a mistake throughout the day, and a great exhibition, and quite correctly insisting here that the Victorian Lawrence comes back the 15 metres time on. I thought for a moment he'd missed the one for Ray Huppatz, because he was one of the few times he was caught out of position, but he picked it up beautifully.
Lawrence as it goes down towards the left half forward flank. Barker nearly tried to take the big mark. Wayne Richardson's on the bottom, and Wayne Richardson gets the free kick.
A lot of the South Australian crowd wouldn't agree with me about my comments on the umpire, but they're disappointed as they're trailing by 20 points. We get onto the 21-minute mark, and Victoria look home and home.
Richardson's kick goes down towards the right half forward flank. Have a look at Robran now as he leaps up high, and there's a mark for you. Beauty, hand passes on, taken there by Morey. Morey breaks clear. Matthews keeps after him, but Morey gets the kick in. Bertouch goes up. There's a good mark as well. Plays on very quickly. Steadies. Kicks down towards the square. It goes. Back there is Francis Burke. Can't take it. Had a little look too, and in players go in hard, and umpire Capes will take the bounce at centre half forward. 20 points of difference now at the 22-minute mark of the last quarter. Victoria and South Australia. Umpire Capes. 37,000 people here this afternoon as Big Thompson thumps it clear out towards the left half back flank. Across goes Greg Wells. Michael Graham goes over there as well. Graham's there before, but it's out of play.
That's percentage football, Wally, with that big thump right towards the boundary line. Safe as a bank, that one.
Yes, he played extremely well, Big Thompson. He's hit out, wrestled with Farnham, and had the better of the hit out duels without doubt.
Oh, look at that. Blight went up high there. Great leap.
Blight, McGarry, medalist for South Australia, has come on in the last few moments, as has John Willett. Both sides now have their 20 players on the ground. Greig, number 11 for Victoria, Wells will bring it away from the back pocket up towards the half-back line, and the mark held over there. The Victorian player getting up from the ground now is Wayne Richardson, their vice-captain. Captain of Collingwood. Only kicked the one behind today. 24th kick as he goes towards centre half back, but intercepting in front is John Wynne, and John Wynne runs in strongly, kicks to the full forward spot, and Dempsey marking 15 metres from the South Australian goal. How do you rate his game today, Wally May?
Very, very valuable effort. He's relieved Thompson on some occasions, but played well in the back pocket. Safe, punched away. When he's had to mark, he's marked, and kicks going out to the other side.
Won his All-Australian Guernsey last year at the Carnival in Western Australia, taken off hands and kicked in here by Big Button. Button's kick to the full forward spot, off hand, Blight, but the Gary Medals will bring up South Australia's goal, and have they still got a chance? Wally May, 90 seconds away from the time-on period.
Yes, they've got a chance, there's no doubt about it. There's 6 or 7 minutes of football left. They are doing all the attacking, and both sides have got their 19th and 20th men on. The trump card, of course, for Victoria's Jesaulenko. He's kicked 10, but they've got to get it down to him, and they're not doing this. Robran is playing extremely well on the ball. He's gone off the ball at the moment into the back pocket. That could be a blow. Well, we've got 123 points for South Australia and 137 for Victoria. We've got 1 minute plus time on, which must be 5 or 6 minutes. So there's 7 minutes of football left to make up this difference of 14 points.
14 points it is. As we're back now with umpire Cahill. Big Len Thompson last year won the Brownlow medal in Victoria, and this afternoon has rucked supremely all day long, even though Farnham and Button have worried him on occasions. Let's watch him now as he gets it with the open palm. Down it goes. Richardson taken away here by Button. On it goes to Huppatz. Huppatz kicks right down towards the square. Dempsey waits, gets dropped in the ball. Farnham. Farnham of South Australia.
Well, you asked me a minute ago, was there a chance? Let's watch Farnham. If he can put this one through 20 metres out, he's kicked one goal. He's done a valuable effort for South Australia, but this one counts. Oh, he's hit the man on the mark.
And it should be a 15-metre penalty, and Farnham will go that much closer. Right up towards the edge of the kick-off line now. Does Farnham go?
Well, there you are. Dempsey didn't move a great deal. I felt that Farnham got in very close to the man on the mark, but there, umpire Capes was right on the spot. 6'9" of him, Farnham, the tallest ruckman in Australia.
Farnham comes in and he's kicked it. South Australia are very close now.
Farnham has put his second goal on the board. Where's Robran? Let's have a look. If he's on the ball, they've got a definite chance of pulling this out of the fire.
No, in the pocket, Wally.
He's down having a rest in the pocket. He ought to be put onto the ball. The runner's out to him now. No.
In fairness to him, I think he's carrying an injury, and South Australia have got their 20 players on the ball. On the ground, so he has to stay on. It's only, let's see, 8 points the difference into the time on period, and listen to those nearly 40,000 throats yell themselves hoarse as they sense that South Australia have got a chance. I'll stick by my original prediction that Victoria will get out of it as Thompson knocks it down, knocked on by Richardson, all coming through with sash. A handball by Richardson, straight over, finds his teammate Fields. Fields blasts away at the big ones, and it narrowly misses 1 point.
9 points the difference, and we've got to kick it out now. Robran's down there. Kroehn going back. Kroehn to take the kick out. He's kicked 1 goal too, Fields, and been a useful player for Victoria.
Time on by a minute.
Kroehn coming in to kick it in for South Australia. Up towards the half-back line. A great mark to Lawrence, but the free kick will go to South Australia for interference to Bruce Light. Yes, good decision. He was being interfered with while the ball was 10-15 metres away. He'll bring it from the half-back line, straight up towards centre wing. In front and marked here by number 20 for Victoria is the big chap Thompson.
There's the value of a good big man. If he can pull down that mark when you're in trouble, steady the game up, take his time, he's valuable.
Won the Brownlow medal, down to the half-forward line, in front and marked there by Russell Leigh. Another Magarey medalist for South Australia. Martello to stand the mark, kicks it up towards the centre of the ground. Here's Marker and takes the great mark. Did he play on? No, says the umpire, and the mark is to stand at the midfield position. Anybody's game. Crowd roaring themselves horses to kick down to the full forward spot. Off the hands, taken by Victoria. Will the free kick be paid? No, as Rantel clears from the back line. Missed by Greig, one of his rare mistakes. A handball away. Rantel again coming through the half-back line. Grab, didn't have the ball. Play-on's call, taken by Greig on the half-back line. Plays it up the centre wing, finds his teammate in Leigh Matthews. Lethal Leigh, they call him, after his hard bumping exchange with Cahill last year. Gets it up to the half-forward line, trying to find Wells here, but Wells buffeted it over the boundary line. Comment, Wally May, we've had 2 minutes of time on.
Well, there's nothing in this game at all at the moment. We've got 9 points of difference. Victoria lead. Martello coming down to contest his head out, and Big Thompson 1 kick behind the game. A pretty safe move by Victoria.
Lawrence is across there as well, and in goes Button. Free kick, and it'll go Victoria's way.
Martello has done this fairly well. He's got himself in front of the pack, and if he's been interfered with, he's gone forward and down. I say the free kick was there. Martello, a very handy player for Victoria, doing exactly the right thing at the 3 minutes of the time on period, and Victoria are in front by 9 points. He'd be too far out to kick a goal, but he's going to try.
I tell you what, he can kick a mile. It's buoyant. Look at that kick go. Right up towards the line. It's certainly got the distance, but the accuracy's not there. 10 points the difference now.
He kicked a very similar goal to that earlier in the match. It was an absolute rip.
Ian Kroehn now, the full-back. He's had a nightmare this afternoon. He's played on Alexander the Great. He's kicked 10 out towards the left half-back flank. Up goes the big fella Blight. He couldn't get it, but he's still got it now. Hand passes on to Wynne. On to Keddie. Lost by Keddie. Corns was there as well. Fields has taken it. Down it goes. Morey winning and backed his judgment. Taken away here by Darrell Cahill. Out towards the right centre wing it goes. Here's the big chance for Johnny Wynne. Hand passes on over to Graham. Puts him in trouble. Graham gets out of it. Ducks around. Weaves. Has a kick out towards the centre half forward. Fletcher will mark. No, he doesn't. He dropped it at the wrong time. Backed up brilliantly there by Southey. Southey overruns it. Carman's got it. Hand passes on to Light. Light's out on his feet. He's shot, but he's out. Out goes the hand pass looking for Huppatz. Huppatz goes through. the big chance now for Thompson. Gets it clear. Takes it away there by Matthews. Matthews is tied. The brilliant Robran. Robran's marked. Matthews goes over the line. Robran comes around very quickly. Sees Graham at centre. And that's the way it goes. And Graham's taken the mark. They need a goal real quick. Out it goes. Looking across here for Johnny Wynne. And he's got it. Wynne's on the right half forward flank. And we're 5 minutes into the time one period. 37,000 people praying, hoping that South Australia will get a kick. And I tell you what, this has been a tremendous game this afternoon.
Farnham lurking in the goal square for South Australia. There's a 15-metre paid out by the umpire. Victorian player not impressed as he's called back on the mark.
Wynne coming in. The big kick from Wynne will go awfully close. It sweeps across the face of the goals. Len Thompson, the brilliant Thompson. Play on, says the umpire. Blight gets up on his feet, dropped the ball. Taken across there by Bertouch. Lost by Bertouch. Martello very happy to knock it out of play.
Yes, and he was safe there. Thompson's there for the hit out. The big fella Farnham's there for the hit out. 10 points the difference. We played 5 minutes of time on in the last quarter.
Here's the big chap now, Thompson. Works his way in. By G's a great player, Thompson. Here's the big chance now for Fletcher. After goes Marker. One of the most courageous footballers in the game was Marker. And out of play it goes.
Must be seconds away from the final siren here at Adelaide Oval. A great game of football, particularly in the second half. Played in front of 36,000 people. And we thought a moment ago that Victoria were going to go out comfortable winners, but at the moment it's only a couple of kicks in, and as Thompson gets the tap down, it was a good one straight down to Richardson. Richardson up towards centre wing, taken by the McGarry medalist and Russell Ebert from centre wing with a long one right down to the full forward spot. Carman's there, gets up high, couldn't pull it down. Dempsey appeals for the mark, is tackled, taken to the ground, holding the ball, says the umpire, and Carman, who hasn't kicked really well since he went to full forward, has the chance to cover himself with glory from about 35 to 40 metres out. No more.
10 points the difference. We've played 6.5 minutes of time on. Carman, no more than 25 yards out. Easiest of angles, should put it through. Dempsey has been caught on the last 3 occasions, and 2 goals have come from it. Let's have a look at this one.
He's kicked 3 goals, 4. He's kicked 4 goals, 4, and that's his best shot for goals since he's gone to the full forward position, I feel.
And a good move by Patterson at half-time to put him there, and the siren, I believe, has gone. The goal's on the board, and Victoria win by 4 points. And I see the Victorian players going and congratulating umpire Capes, and I believe that's the thing they should do.
4 points the difference at the finish in favour of Victoria. 21 goals, 13, 139 points defeating South Australia. 20 goals, 15, 135. South Australia had the chance with a shot in front about 10 minutes out, which went through for 1 behind, and that was the costly miss as it turned out. But a great game of football in the second half after sometimes lifeless first half of the game. You've been viewing on Channel 9, and a reminder regarding our Channel 9 football show tomorrow, in which you'll see 14 minutes of edited highlights from this game and interviews with the Victorian coach, and also with Royce Hart, their centre half forward, who had to go off during the game. You've been viewing on Channel 9.